So I went to go see The Disaster Artist with some of my friends this past weekend, and we went to go see it at a very special theater, which, by the way, give a shout out to the Sono Region 8 Bowtie in South Norwalk. You guys are an awesome theater, great reclining seats, great quality, great food, nothing more else to say there. But hey, let's get on to the actual movie. So The Disaster Artist is directed and stars James Franco, and it's about the making of the infamous movie The Room, directed by Tommy Wiseau. And this movie itself was based off the book The Disaster Artist, which was co-written by Greg Sestero, who played Mark in The Room. Now, I was expecting a lot out of this movie because James Franco is someone who I do like, and so was with Dave Franco, Seth Rogen, and the rest of the cast are very enjoyable. And I was more hyped for this movie than Star Wars, and boy, did the hype honestly deliver. First of all, gotta give huge precedent to James Franco because his performance is one of the best I've seen all year. The comedy in this movie lands spectacularly. Everything is just perfect for what it's trying to do in the in the humor department. Now, I will have a little bit of a nitpick that the story is a tiny bit predictable, but then again, with a lot of real life stories based on famous figures, they can be pretty predictable. But overall, I give that a pass. I mean, the cinematography is, pretty standard. I gotta say, then again, I didn't want anything, more than that, anything less. It was just fine the way it was. The music really accompanied, the overall tone of the film. But really, when you're going to Disaster Artist, you're really going in for the writing and in the comedy department, and it just absolutely nails it. James Franco's, really, he should get, if not an Oscar for his role, at least, a Golden Globe for comedy. Now, I would end this review off by saying I just give it a 10-8 right here, but the reason why I consider this one of my favorite films of the year is because after my friends and I walked out of this movie, we were just stuck in Tommy Wiseau impressions, quoting The Room, quoting The Disaster Artist, and even playing football near the theater. So this movie brought a connection to all of us that we hadn't seen in a very long time, and also this movie brought all of our friends together, since normally we don't get to see a lot of movies together. We see it in some of our pairs, but not all of us. So yeah, thank you to A24, thank you to Warner Brothers, thank you to everyone who got this movie off the ground, because I don't think and thank you to Tommy Wiseau for The Room, because I don't think this movie would have been made, say 5 or maybe even 10 years ago. Well, then again, not even 10 years ago, no, because this is something that I think, this is really the internet's movie in a sense, because The Room got popular because of the internet, and I'm thinking now more mainstream audiences are understanding the significance of this movie and about how hilariously awful it originally was. But The Disaster Artist is something that it's the Ed Wood of this generation, honestly. If you haven't seen Ed Wood, I'd highly recommend checking that out. But this is something that's just truly magical, and you really have to experience it for yourself just to see how great it is. And one more thing to leave off before this review ends, I gotta say the marketing for this movie was absolutely spectacular. Getting people involved in the project, about trying to recreate scenes from The Room was just absolutely a genius idea. And I really do think that this movie is gonna go down as one of the more memorable movies of 2017. So please go check this one out. I highly recommend you do. Even if you haven't seen the original Room, you will still get a laugh out of this movie for sure. So yeah, people, till again, this is White Rice signing off, and I will see you people around. Bye.